you to back your knowledge with writing and with, some good and solid research papers. Moving forward to understanding as to what research paper is all about. Um, it is, a piece of academic writing based on author's original work, that is research and finding on a particular topic. Please, and just note that author should, you know own the research, analysis and interpretations of all conclusion. It shouldn't be that, it is read in a particular book which is almost a very old literature or a heritage literature, and then, like, which is known as pari materia in law. And then, you come back and write and, compare the analysis today. Yes, of course, it is one way of, putting down things, but, the interpretation and analysis has to be, of the authors of its own. It just can't be, having a perception of reading a book or an article, or somebody's else research paper, though that can be a secondary source of writing research paper. But if you're saying that I have written this research paper on a particular topic, it has to be your own research, your own analysis, interpretation, and conclusion to all of it. Moving further, research papers are, it gives you, it is basically one of the primary sources of knowledge, and it can be done by primary source of research, and, like, primary source of information or secondary source of information. So when I talk about primary source of information, it is, your survey, your interview that you do to understand, the perspective of your, target audience. Or for example, if you're doing a research on, understanding that, what is, how are litigants feeling with this lockdown, and, what is the status of their cases. So you interview them, send the survey form to them. Whatever information you get through that becomes your primary source of information, whereas secondary is you rely on already established reports by, other various institutions or organizations, or by government itself, or you depend on information in a particular book or a research paper which is already being done by the other scholars. Also, the primary requirement of a research paper is to trace information about a topic, take a stand on that topic, and, provide support in terms of evidence with respect to the position in the organized report. That is your research paper. The essence of research paper lies in the objective of the paper, as to what is that you want to, conclude through this paper, or what is the objective behind doing a particular paper, is the basic, or the, essential part of a research paper. Moving forward, we'll understand what are the basic guidelines to write a research paper, and see how does that we move forward. The very first thing that we usually, are stuck somewhere, or is, selection of a topic. So choosing your topic is the first and the most important step when it comes to writing a research paper. First of all, you need to ask yourself few questions. One, is there enough research available on this particular topic? Second, is the topic new, unique, and timely? Um, is it, pertinent to my career choice? For example, I am an ADR practitioner. If I, choose to write something which is happening on a criminal side, or, which is nowhere related to ADR, for example, um, a market research for a particular product, though that's a research paper that I'll be writing, but not really relevant to my, career choice. Research on the topic, analyze and plan, drafting and editing, preparing for the final test. Okay. So here we are when it comes to selection of topics, answering these three questions. That's the foremost thing. Moving forward, consult. If you think that, you are you might not have a complete subject matter knowledge, or, you would want somebody else's perspective, or you're confused somewhere, consult. It is very important. Consult to your colleagues, consult to your classmates, your teachers, your professors. Possibly you can even talk to your neighbor so that you get a perspective. Try getting a perspective so that they can give you new ideas, they can give you their perception about topic, or what they feel about, depending on who your target audience is. So for example, again going back to the research topic that we have in hand, that is uh, cases in court during COVID. So you would want to know what litigation is, what litigants are feeling. You would want to talk to them. So maybe because litigants are laymen, who are not really master in the subject, you would want to know some layman's perspective. So do consult your neighbors, do consult people who don't belong to the fraternity. Or if you need a legal perspective, do consult your professors, your teachers, your seniors around you. Do speak to them so that they help you to understand and give you new perspective and new ideas for the topic. Moving further, there are times wherein we realize that after the initial research of finding a topic, though we have finalized it, maybe it's not the right way to go about it, or maybe that's not the need of the hour, or maybe there can be some other reason where you are in a situation where you think that okay, you're supposed to change topic. So never hesitate. Please go ahead, change your topic as many as times you want. But it's not necessary that every time you'll have to restart the research. Maybe, there would be time you will have to modify your topic, not necessarily change it every time. So even, and for that matter, even if you have to, change it for some reason, don't hesitate to change it. Like, for example, legal fraternity was expecting ODR to be, the future in the next 5 years down the line. But because of COVID, it is literally the present. So people who were thinking to write, research paper on mediation being need of the hour, they have to change their title as to, ODR being the need of the hour. So do not hesitate, because times change. You have scenario, political scenario changing, you have laws changing around you, society changing. So don't hesitate to change your topic if you think that it is not relevant, or for that matter any other reason. Moving forward, research on the topic. How do you research on a particular topic? So you begin with your research one. So with the topic that you have selected, the next step is to begin the research. Research can be done from various resources, including web pages, journal articles, Manupatra, the weekly magazines, SCC Online, books, encyclopedia, interviews, newsletter, blog post, etc., etc. So give time, sit down with your issue or the research topic. Try to use minimum of 5 resources to vary your information. Never rely on just one or two sources, because one or two resources would simply restrict your perspective or your idea of your research topic. So give yourself time, do visit at least minimum of 5 research resources, and that will give you a little more understanding or in-depth understanding of the issue or the concern that you intend to address through the research paper. Moving forward, do not just Google. Please do not just rely on the Google search. um, just please remember that, just don't just googling the research topic. You may end up finding actually nothing. So read as much as you can. It will not only give you a better insight, but also help you to connect things better and understand if you are, if there are any loopholes in your research. So read a lot, visit library and use database. As I mentioned earlier, that there are a lot of online search engines apart from Google that you can explore. Legal databases like SCC Online, Vakil Search, Kuriver, blogs, Manupatra, Corporate Law Advisor, Advocate Coach, Economic and Political Weekly, LexisNexis. These are some of the database and online library that you can access, which can really help you to get an in-depth insight of your research topic, and also the um, issues that you're trying to address through this paper. Moving forward, analyze and plan. Certain types of writing call for different approach. So if you're writing an exposition, you often need to describe a process. If that process is fairly complicated, simply prepare a flowchart of your own for your own convenience, so that your idea is in your idea is in place. So you can prepare a flowchart, you can prepare a tree diagram, you can prepare mind maps. That can be a better way to move forward, so that you don't miss out on anything important. Like something like mind map really helps you to broaden your perspective, gives you a lot of branches of topics and subtopics, which helps you to ensure that nothing has been missed out. And in case if something is missed out, you can always pull out a branch and write it across. I'm sorry, could you please repeat your question? Okay. I would just request if you guys could, write down your question and hold on till I end my presentation. Thank you. Moving forward, annotate your research. That is, once you have gathered all your research, print it out if possible, if you really need that, and gather, everything that you want, mark it, and just synchronize it. So this step is very important, because you read through your research, you take down your notes, and you also mention what do you think is important, or what is the key highlight points or facts and phrases. You write them directly, and make your small notes, or something that you think is going to be very handy. So use your highlighters to mark important point, and use sticky notes to mark important pages. And yes, they do make a lot of difference, because it does help me a lot. Just to let you know, I am working out on a case research, and yes, marking like this really helps me. So using post-its really help a lot. Moving forward, identify the goal of the paper. There are two types of research paper. One is an argumentative research paper. Second is analytical research paper. An argumentative research paper takes position on contentious issue and argues from one point of view. The issue should be debatable with a logical counter argument. For example, whether um, for whether CAA is you know lawful, or whether it's constitutional or not, or is it against a particular sect of people in India. An analytical research paper offers a fresh look at an important issue. The subject may not be controversial, but you must attempt to persuade your audience that your ideas have merit. For example, I remember my very first research paper that I presented was comparing a management theory with a role of a mediator. So, it was an analytical research paper where I was analyzing the entire management principle, and trying to, say that, okay, this is what a mediator has to go through during the entire mediation process. So, it's an analytical study on a topic. For example, an analytical study on New Companies Act 2013. You can use that. That's like more of writing an analysis. At this stage, you can also determine your audience, wherein it's very important to determine who would be reading your research paper, because that's what sets the flow, or writing of the research paper. Because most of the authors, they tend to skip this uh, you know step, wherein they don't identify their target audience. Do that, because that will help you to keep your content relevant. Moving forward, drafting and editing. Finalize your outline. That is with with whatever I mentioned earlier, finalize your outline as to, keeping in mind, organize your entire outline, justify your main points to the left, and indent subsections and notes to your research below. Then the outline should be an entire overview in bullet points. Make sure you include text, at the end of each point, so that you don't have to constantly refer back to your research while you're writing the final research paper. Consider the formatting guidelines. So ensure that you abide by the formatting guidelines wherever you're submitting your research, because everyone has different formatting guidelines. So do read that. Make sure you even take a note of it while you know uh, jotting down important points so that you don't forget. Citations, basically acknowledging the author and scholars that you are referring, so that you avoid plagiarism. So when you're, for example, when you're copying a particular idea, though you're not simply copy pasting it, but if you get an idea by reading somebody's book or a report, do mention that as citation. The case laws that you refer is part of citation. The books that you refer, like for example, if you're writing a constitutional research paper and you are referring a book by Mr. D.D. Basu, do mention that. Mention the publication, mention the year, mention the edition, and mention the publication house as well. So all of this is part of your formatting guidelines. Moving forward, preparing the final draft. So here is where I would you know request everybody to note down these points, because this will really help you. One, try to set aside your draft for a day or two before revising. This makes it easier to view your work objectively and give you gaps and problem. So take your time, stay away from your research paper for minimum 24 hours, so that you understand, you can look to your research paper with a fresh perspective and understand that what are the information that you think is which is important and not mentioned. So you can do that. Revising involves rethinking your ideas, refining your arguments, reorganizing paragraphs, adding detail, and give more evidence to support your claims, or delete material that is not necessary. Read your research paper aloud. This sometimes makes it easier to identify writing that is awkward and unclear. Have somebody else read the research paper and tell you if there's anything that's unclear or confusing. These are certain things which I would recommend you to avoid. Materials and methods that are not set of instructions. Like for example, there are times that as part of instructions, they do not mention keywords, but you do tend to write keywords after the abstract. Do not do that, because that's not part of the instruction given to you. So avoid doing that. Omit all explanatory information and background. Save it for the discussion, because there are times wherein you write a research paper and have a paper presentation for the same. So do not write all explanatory things in as part of your research paper. That is not really required. Keep something out of your research paper so that you can talk about it. Omit information that is irrelevant to a third party, such as on which date did you logged in for the data. Not relevant. Do not mention that. Moving forward, we would understand what is the full entire content of research paper. First, acknowledgement. So this is where you take an opportunity to express your gratitude and regards to people who have really helped you as part of research for the research paper. So just reading out an example for you. So if it is a co-authored, so you write we. If it is an individual, you write I. um, I have taken efforts in this project. However, it would not have been possible without the kind support and help of many individuals and organizations, uh, such as, or you simply hyphen and name it across. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to all of them. This is a very generic one. If you choose to skip names, that is absolutely fine, but do mention them and acknowledge their efforts as part of it. My thanks and appreciation also goes to my colleague XYZ in developing the project and people who have willingly helped me out with their abilities. So these are some sample acknowledgement that you can put it up. Moving forward, declaration. So you basically declare that it's an original work and it's nowhere uh, published earlier. This is an optional part. Moving forward, table of contents. So table of contents is where you put up you would want to put up all the uh, entire content of the research paper as an outline, just a basic outline. And that's where you have that's where you mention your acknowledgement on so and so page, declaration on so and so page. Those can be skipped though, because people are referring it, but then later on you mention your where have you put up your abstract, your index of authorities, scope, limitation, your resources, what are they, what acts are you referring, what is the hypothesis, so on and so forth. So that's what you will be mentioning. Moving forward, index of authorities. So basically here is where you put up your abbreviations that you use, your publications that you plan to use, so on and so forth. uh, Before I move forward, adding up to table of contents, it can be created by marking all headings in the Word file. That is one way. And second, then you can add a reference link where all your references can be made part of. So that's how it can be done. Moving forward, the scope. Now scope is basically, this includes the entire skeleton of your subject matter that you choose to write on. In simpler terms that I can put up, under this subsection you have to state what your research problem is. uh, what are you working on? For example, is that an environmental issue, or is that um, marketing concern that you plan to address, or is that just a hierarchy issue? What is it? So you focus on your research paper problem. Moving forward, what are the limitations? So basically in this subsection you put in, um, this seeks to restrict the scope of your research topic. The things that you do not that you do not want to include in your paper, like any other related issue or areas which may widen the scope of your topic. So here is where you restrict the scope of your topic to what you as researcher would want. So an example of limitation clause here would be, that during the course of validating and analyzing resources that the researcher has applied upon, it has been strongly felt that the ambit of this area of law is underdeveloped, especially in India, and therefore the researcher has found in course of looking for information that the information is unorganized and scattered. The researcher will be working on the available information through the resources previously categorized to emphasize on relevant issues pertaining to the topic. So this is where you would be mentioning about what is the challenges that you come across and how do you put forth to address it, so that people don't get confused with your scope of research problem that you plan to address. Moving forward, literature survey or resources used. Literature survey is mostly used at postgraduate level, where you will be required to give detailed information about resources you have relied upon for your research and compare and have a comparison between them. Whereas the resources used gives a simplistic detail of the primary resources you have relied upon. For example, the bare axe that for the bare axe that is being used, the books that are being used, the research or the report papers which are being used, or the treaty documents which are being referred, they can be used. Um, Moving forward, research questions or hypotheses. So there is a, a difference between two of it, a research question and hypothesis. Research questions are questions which, you would put forth as researcher to explore the topic, whereas a hypothesis is a premises or proposition, or of your, or or in a simpler way you can say that's the basis of your research. So it expresses the expectation of a researcher, and it is basis on which one starts his or her own research paper, and also represents how one expects it to end. uh, Remember here, do not get lost in technical heaviness of the word. Look at the look at from the researcher's point of view, and you'll understand the idea in mind. Also, get it validated. In case if you're planning to submit it somewhere, ensure that your idea has validated through submission of an abstract, because there are times wherein not everybody is open to publish a controversial research paper. So just put that thing very clear when when you're planning to write a research paper and submit it. Moving forward, chapterization. Here is where you mention your headings that is actually part of your content. So chapter should be reflection of what your research questions are asking, and must divide your research into logical flow. The number of chapters should not be less than 3, and should be arranged in answering manner. Your first chapter could explore what your topic is, followed by the second, which addresses the concern about the area, and third would be comparative analysis of your topic. Moving forward, abstract. The full and final paper is often preceded by an abstract. So basically, abstract comes first. Um, by an abstract submission that acts as a summary of what you're going to write or research on the topic. This is a way, this is a way of filtering for peer review. Therefore, abstract is normally anywhere between 200 to 300 words, and you have to give a pinpoint summary as to what your research topic is and its objective. After your abstract has been selected, you are usually given a go ahead to start with your research paper and submit it on the due date. Introduction. Give a brief introduction of the topic. This may also include some background information of the topic. You may also include important case laws to describe situation if you're not getting substantive material. So for example, if you're writing on sexual harassment, you can write about Vishaka versus State of Rajasthan case as a premises, or as as part of your basic introduction. Um, Moving further to their chapters respectively, you focus on the flow of the logic that goes forward. Conclusion. So lastly, you conclude your research paper taking your stand. If you have already supported your argument with authorities, it is a kind of prayer, so you conclude it in affirmation or in a negative tone, as the case may be. uh, when it is an analytical research paper, that's when you complete your analysis as part of your conclusion. um, Bibliography. This is where you mention all your references, your book referred, your websites referred, your sources, everything you mention here. And yes, now it is an open forum. I am ready to answer all questions that you have. You can ask me. Any queries that I can help you or I can address? Priya, any questions?
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes. Yes, you are.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Sabhagya from Amity Law School. Actually, ma'am, I have a question regarding the chapterization. Suppose, ma'am, if I have selected a topic, supposedly, and I've selected or to write a research paper on the Vizag gas leak, ma'am. So, how would I do the chapterization?
Okay, so first, your first chapter has to be the basic background as to, an introduction is what I can say. The second one would be the actual concern. What are you trying to write through this research paper? Is it a jurisprudence question, or is it, what are you trying to raise the concern through this research paper? That is what it would be. Whereas third chapter would be, your what are the laws in India which are supporting or against that particular concern, and how is that really helping you in putting up your research paper?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
हेलो मैम, दिस इज शिवानी पालीवाल।
Yes, Shivani.
मैम, जैसे अगर हमारा ये टॉपिक है रिसर्च पेपर का, वो है मारिजुआना शुड बी लीगलाइज्ड इन इंडिया, तो उसमें हम चैप्टराइजेशन कैसे करेंगे?
Okay, your okay, again starting with the same thing. Your आपका पहला chapter background होना चाहिए as to what is it, what is the objective of you writing the paper. That is one. Second, giving as part of that chapter, you will be writing as to uh, what is that product, why do you think, what is the status right now in India. That is the first thing. Your second chapter has to be why do you think it has to be legalized in India? Or if you think that, okay, if this is supposed to be legalized in India, you write your explanation about it. Why do you say so? Third is where you put down your, evidence as to what supports your concern for the same. That, is there a medicinal use? So if there is a medicinal use, what are the things that possibly can be, supporting the same? Are there, pharma companies who are looking out for, legalization of it? Or is there any product which is, under production where, something like this is important to be, legalized? So that's how you work on the chapterization.
Okay.
And understanding that this will be an analytical research and not it would be an argumentative research. You will have to put forth, your uh, case laws, or if you have judgments, or if you have enough resources wherein, which is supportive in your argument. So you would need a lot of that.
मैम, तो क्या उसमें हम ये चीजें नहीं डाल सकते क्या मैम? जैसे वो किस मैम एक एक्ट था, एनडीपीएस एक्ट 1995, तो उसमें किस रीजंस के थ्रू बैंड हुआ था, लेकिन अब इस टाइम पे वो रीजंस नहीं है, इस तरीके से कि मतलब?
Yes, you can do that. That is supposed to be your actually third chapter. As to, your आप सवाल उठा रहे हो कि, कि ये जब हुआ था, बैंड हुआ था, सिचुएशन क्या थी, लॉस क्या थे. Maybe that can be your second chapter. Third chapter me you actually raise a question where you say that, what, this is supposed to be legalized for so and so reason, because jab illegal tha, so these were the situation. Now the situation has changed. It has, medicinal properties, it is having, healing properties, or whatever. You put that up. So your third chapter would be basically, putting forth your issue, supporting your resources towards your concern that you're putting forth in the research paper.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Now, ma'am, Saubhagya again.
Yes, Saubhagya.
Now, ma'am, while writing the research paper and while submitting it, some of the guidelines they say that to write the keywords of the abstract or the whole of the topic, so that the citations or the can be found easily. So, ma'am, I want to ask, ma'am, how to identify the relevant keywords out of such a big topic.
Okay. There are quite a few tools that you can use, Google being the best one. But you can have relevant, important topics as I'll just tell you what tool is it. It is a Chrome extension that it is called. 1 second, I'll just tell you which one is that. Just give me 1 minute. I'll let you know which one is that.
Absolutely, ma'am.
Okay, so the Chrome extension is called Keywords Everywhere. So what you do is you Google search your topic. Okay, for example, you're writing about Vizag. Okay, Vizag incident. You Google search it. But before you Google search it, download this Chrome extension and enable it. आपको साइड में आपका पूरा कीवर्ड दिखाई देगा that what are the research keywords or Google search keywords that people have used, and you can use जितना आपको लिमिट दिया गया है कीवर्ड का उतना यूज कर सकते हो.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Basically, that's usually an SEO tool used by companies to analyze their keywords. But it is really helpful, for your research paper as well. So it does the job what you're looking out for.
Absolutely.
Any more queries?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Ma'am, I want to know about how much time period would it take to complete a research paper?
Okay, ideally, I would suggest invest at least 2 weeks to write a good research paper, because it does take time, to uh, do the basic background research and form your issues, do your basic outlining and abstract work, and then starting with your research paper. So
फॉन्ट साइज कितना होना चाहिए?
फॉन्ट साइज आपको हर गाइडलाइंस में दिया रहता है. So ideally तो वहाँ पे वो मेंशन करते हैं कि कौन सा फॉन्ट होना चाहिए, फॉन्ट का साइज क्या होना चाहिए, और इंडेंटेशन कैसी होनी चाहिए, मार्जिन का